Hello and welcome to Made by Monica. Get ready for 3 winter DIYs.
Okay, so for this project, you are going to need to pull maybe a little bit from your Christmas stash, but some of the Dollar Trees still have this stuff available. They're having a lot of Christmas stuff at 75% off, so if you find it, great. If not, let's just pull from our Christmas stash. So you'll need one of the Let It Snow Snowmen. You need 2 of the wreaths, and so one of them is the 15-inch wreath and the other one being the 18-inch wreath in the white. You'll need your paint will be the steel in the chalk paint, and the other one is the elephant. So there are 2 grays, and then we also might use some white. So if you have white chalk paint, grab that out too. And then you'll need a sanding block. We're gonna sand all the glitter off of this little guy. And we're gonna change him up and make him not look so Christmassy and change him into more wintry. Okay, so for this first step, we're just gonna sand all the glitter off of his scarf here, and then also off of the band of the hat. So just go ahead and sand all that glitter off. And it's okay if you end up taking some of the orange paint off, because we're gonna paint it anyway, so it's gonna be a gray color. So it's all right if you go down into the orange. Okay, so we're just going to keep sanding on this. I'm going to sand all the glitter off of this little hat up here, which I didn't take much at all. It's kind of foam. I think it's more foam up there than wood, so that went off pretty easily. And we are going to leave the Let It Snow. So as long as we have most of the glitter off of the scarf and off of his hat, then we're going to start painting. Okay. So now we're going to go in with our steel chalk paint, and we're going to go ahead and color in his scarf here. Now I'm using like an angled brush to kind of get up to the edge, because you don't want to get into his face. We just want to paint his scarf. So with this orange scarf, it's probably going to take a few coats to get this all covered up. We just want to make sure that all that orange is covered. So go ahead and give that a nice good first coat. Then I'm going to take a heat gun and dry this first coat for video purposes, so that I can get this second coat on to show you what that looks like with all that orange covered up. So I am going to go ahead and heat gun that, and I will be right back. Okay, so he's pretty dry after that first coat. You can still see some of the orange and stuff down here, so we're going to go ahead and give this little guy a second coat. I think what I'm going to do after painting this, it looks like you can still see a little bit of those lines from where we rubbed that glitter off, sanded that glitter off. So I think maybe we're going to use those as a guide to put the stripes back his little scarf. All right, there we go. I think that second coat pretty much did it. He is turning out so cute. I'm so excited. Okay, so I still see just a little bit of orange down here. So I'm gonna go over that just a little bit. But other than that, I think he is good. Yes, that looks so much better with the gray. All right, now let's go ahead and do the top. And we will get rid of his orange little band here. Under the blow dryer as well, and we'll get this coat to dry and we'll put on a second coat. I'll be back. Okay, so now that that's dry, let's go ahead and put another coat on that. That is looking pretty good too with just a second coat, so I'm not sure that we're gonna have to do a third. That orange is just a little stubborn up there. I don't know if it shows on camera or not, but you can still see a little bit of that orange through there. So let's go ahead and dry that with the heat gun again, and we'll be right back and we'll do a third coat on that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and put that third coat on there. I think it's just gonna help cover more of that orange, but that's totally up to you. If you wanna stop at 2 coats, that's perfectly fine. And if you get paint, you know, over the edge or onto that black, just go ahead and take a wet paper towel. And the chalk paint's pretty forgiving. And you can just clean that right up. All right, I am much, much happier with that third coat, so I think that's gonna look great. So we'll go ahead and get started on the bottom of his scarf. So you wanna grab your elephant paint, and then we're gonna do kind of a smaller angled brush for that, and we're gonna go ahead and put the stripes on his scarf. All right, so now let's get started on painting those stripes with the elephant. And this is definitely where that angled brush comes in very handy. You can kind of almost feel those rough spots. Where we sanded off all of that glitter. So you can kind of use that as a guide. I did the elephant stripes on his scarf, I decided I actually kind of like this darker color. So I think after putting 3 coats of that steel on here, I think I'm actually going to paint it in the elephant color because I have an idea. Sorry, I have paint all over my fingers, but you know, it's the story of a crafter. So that's how that goes. All right, so we are just going to run a coat. It's probably only going to take 1 coat, maybe 2 of this elephant color on his band. I think it just looks better in the dark, and I'll show you. I've got an idea of what I want to do here, and it's going to involve that steel paint again, so don't put that away. I had actually thought about maybe doing it in white, but we're going to try it in the light gray and kind of keep the gray tones going since he has so much white on his face already. I'll show you how this is going to go here. Trying to take advantage of this angled brush and get these edges. And if you want to know what I'm painting on, this is actually wax paper. It comes in sheets. I get it from my Sam's Club, and it comes in like 500 sheets. And so I just tape a couple of sheets together, and then I paint on them. And that way I can just throw the whole thing away when I'm done with one project. And then you don't have to worry about, you know, any paint transfer. So if you're using gray in your next project, you're using blue or something, you don't have to wait for or wipe any paint off of that. So, okay, so now that we have that done, go ahead and take your paintbrush again, take that steel, and we're going to do some dots. And so you just want to dip the end of your paintbrush in there, and you're just going to do some polka dots. I think this is just such a cute technique. Like I said, I was going to do that in white, but I kind of actually like the 2 grays together. I think they just work really well together. So go ahead and put as many dots as you want on there. And I just think that looks super cute. Okay, so now we'll show you how this goes together. So you want to take your 15-inch wreath, and we're going to just hot glue him to the top up here. So you just want to put some hot glue on your little guy here, your little head. And we're just going to hot glue him right to our little wreath. You just want to hold that down, press that down just a little bit, kind of let that dry. And then go ahead and take your 18-inch wreath. I don't know why I can't say that today. 18-inch wreath, there we go. And just pull a couple pieces off. You're gonna want to just go ahead and the wreaths come with, you know, the little ties here that you're supposed to kind of pull out to make it look like a wreath, but we just want it to make it look like a circle. So we're just gonna go ahead and pull a couple of those ties out, and then just go ahead and wrap them around here to make his body. And there we have our little snowman. And we've taken all of the Christmas red off of him. We've added on kind of some farmhouse gray look. And like I said, we use that steel and elephant in the gray chalk paint, and I just think that looks so pretty. So I will get him hung up and we will show you what he looks like. Okay, and here is this little cute guy on my front door. He looks so adorable. He was so easy too. We just changed out all those Christmas colors and put the farmhouse grays in. And I think he looks absolutely adorable. You can, if you want to, maybe find some sticks or something and give him some arms if you would like. I like him like this. I think the arms maybe would be too much, but you guys do what you want. But I think he looks absolutely stinking adorable. So I hope you guys try this out. Please hit subscribe, as I'm going to be doing more winter and Valentine DIYs for you. And we'll see you later. Okay, for this DIY, we are going to take this Let It Snow sign that we got from Dollar Tree, and we're going to take chalk paint in steel and chalk paint in, I actually got this, it's called Pool, and it's a blue, I don't know if the camera can catch that. There we go, Pool. And I just thought it was a real nice soft blue. So we're gonna go ahead and paint the Let It Snow with the steel, sorry. And then we're gonna paint the little snowflake here with the Pool. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to go ahead and paint this little guy. It may take a couple of coats. It's kind of a raw wood. But if you like that look of more of a distressed kind of the natural wood showing through, you could go ahead and leave it with just a single coat on it, and it would be just fine. I am probably going to go ahead and cover the whole thing and just get all that gray on there. Now that we have that painted in the steel, we're going to go ahead and use the Pool and go ahead and paint the snowflake. This Pool color. I just think it's such a pretty blue. And of course you can paint it white or whatever color you would like. And again, this one's going to take, you know, quite a few coats too. That raw wood just really seems to soak up the paint. So just be aware that you'll have to do several coats. I put about 2 coats of the gray on, And then kind of went over some light spots, but even painting on this blue, I can still see maybe a few of the light spots that I'm going to go back over and touch up. You don't really know until it's about completely dry where you might have to touch some up. Which is okay, and it's actually really nice about this chalk paint, because the chalk paint dries so quickly. So that is probably why you want this angled brush, so that you can get a good clean edge of where those two meet up. Now you can go ahead and put some glitter on this if you want to. I am not going to do that, but you certainly could if you wanted to. So all you would have to do is, after you get this painted, you would go ahead and use your Mod Podge. And so Mod Podge is kind of like a glue. And so you would take your Mod Podge after this is dry, and you would go through and paint it on. Now you would just want to probably paint it on the little snowflake here. But then you would take either your colored or some clear glitter, and you would just shake that right on there, and then just shake off the excess. And that Mod Podge would absolutely hold that glitter on there, and it would be only where the snowflake is, or only where you put the Mod Podge. I have done that before. I am actually not going to do that on this project, but I did want to let you know that that is definitely an option for you. So there you go. He is super cute with that gray. And the blue snowflake. So we will get him hung up and let you see what he looks like. Okay, and here is our finished project. I just added that little bow to the top there. I just had some blue sheer ribbon, and so I just made a little bow, and that is how it turned out. I think it's absolutely adorable. I hope you guys find this sign, and I hope you guys are able to paint it whatever colors you like. So I like the gray and the blue, and I think it turned out just stinking adorable. Okay, so for this DIY, I had two of these Up to Snow Good. They were the like flour sacks that Dollar Tree carried over the winter, and they were in my stack. And so it's just like a towel. So I went ahead and turned it like wrong side out. And so all I did was turn it this way, and then I just ironed it, and I went ahead and did two of the sides. So all I did was hot glue those together, and then I left one side open, just like you would a normal pillow. So then just go ahead and flip it back over after you've hot glued the two sides. You can actually hot glue the third side like 3/4 of the way up if you want to do that or something, and then you can, you know, stuff it and finish it that way. I kind of like having the edge on mine on that third side, so that's what it looks like once you turn it right side out. And so now we're just gonna fill it with the fiber fill. So you can get this at Walmart. It's just the craft fiber fill. You can also use a pillow if you have an old pillow that you want to just take apart and, you know, use the polyfill for that. They also have the pillow forms. So if you already have a pillow form, you can actually cut this down the size that you need to cover that. So you just want to measure your pillow and then measure out your towel and then just, you know, put the cover over the top of that. So go ahead and fill your pillow to about the fullness that you like. I tend to like mine pretty full. Now this would not be something that you could wash because of the hot glue that we're using to put it together. But if you have a sewing machine, you could definitely go ahead and do this with a sewing machine. So you would sew up the two sides just like we hot glued them, you know, turn it wrong side out, hot glue them, and then go ahead and sew in that third side. But let me show you how this goes together then. So I think that's pretty good for me. Kind of like a fuller pillow, because we do tend to lay on them. I usually put them on our couch and then we lay on them. So, but that's how that goes. And so you get a nice full pillow. And then you're gonna take this third side that's open and you're just gonna take your hot glue gun. Make sure your filling is all in there. You know what? I'm gonna put one of these on. I recently got these at Dollar Tree. If you have a Dollar Tree that has a crafter square in it, they sell the, I don't even know what they're called. They're hot glue gun thimbles, I don't know. But they do definitely help. So if you've got something where you need to actually kind of touch the hot glue, make sure you get yourself some. I think they sell them in, you know, about a 3-pack, I think is what they come in. So, and then just make sure that that polyfill stays in there. And let's see if we can do this with, keep that in there. There we go. But I've heard of people burning themselves pretty badly on hot glue, and it can definitely happen. So you want to make sure that your little fingers are protected. So that's how that's gonna go. You just want to run it down, you know, the seam, make sure that that polyfill stays in there. Run it down the seam. Now you probably don't want to run it a whole long ways. Just run it down where you feel comfortable that you can control it and get those edges together. So you want to make sure that those edges stay together. So just do little spots at a time. And that will help you get a nice edge before the glue dries. It does tend to dry, I think, on fabric a little quicker. Than on something else. So this way we are good to go. And you're not trying to do it too quickly before that dry. So just tuck that end in there and pull that like that. And then you'll get a nice edge on it. So I kind of like this edging on my pillows. think it looks, you know, nice, but you know, you can certainly do it any way you want to. If you want to, you know, maybe do this 3/4 of the way up, then you just have this spot where you put in the polyfill. And then you would just turn this in. So you would take about your last quarter of it and turn it in and hot glue it that way. And that would give you more of an edge like this. So, but I kind of like this. I like the way that it looks and how fluffy that it is. So I'm gonna go put it on my couch and I will show you how it looks. All right, so I wanted to show you what all 3 projects look like together. We have our Let It Snow signs and our cute little snowman. He's the center of attention there. And our little Up to Snow Good pillows. So I'll show you kind of a close-up of how that all looks together. Also, I wanted to tell you too, on these Let It Snow signs, I did go ahead and add a little bit of the white paint on there to look like little snowflakes onto that blue. So, and there's our cute little guy. I think he looks absolutely adorable. And then our Up to Snow Good pillows that we have added to the little couch there. So we have our little area here that's all ready for winter. And I think it looks kind of cute. So we will see you guys next time.